And welcome back. This is game number 2 between rox.KIS and Fnatic, and Fnatic's last match of the joinDOTA League Season 1. They're currently sitting at 4th place, but that might change. rox.KIS taking game number 1 in a convincing fashion with lots of minus armor, which meant that the Wisp Tiny Strat never really got online. All they needed was one Slaughter Crush, and the minus armor meant that all the right clicks were doing so much damage. Together with the Weaver, with a Desolator, and an Elder Titan, and a Weave coming out from a Dazzle, and the amplified damage, of course, from the Slaughter.
10 seconds to go.
rox.KIS rolling over Fnatic, who never really got into their own once that strat for rox.KIS started to work out. But yeah,
Reserve time.
Invoker picked up this time around as a first pick. Lycanthrope banned, of course, Wisp banned this time around, so rox.KIS not wanting to chance it the second time. But Fnatic now looking for another strat, something else that's in the comfort zone that they can use to try and pull it out here, because they can still get kicked out of the finals. Gotta keep that in mind when looking at this game. They were sitting at... I had it open here, now it disappeared. Before this match, they sat at 10 and 6. rox.KIS at 8 and 6. So this is Fnatic's last match. rox.KIS still has a match against Cloud9 later on. It has been postponed at some point, but I'm not quite sure when it's going to be played, but it will be played eventually. So if rox.KIS wins the second game, they will stand at 10 and 6 and will surpass Fnatic, technically. If they lose both games to Cloud9, then it will come to a tiebreaker with Fnatic. And if they win at least one match against Cloud9, Fnatic will be out for good, right? Unless Fnatic wins this match, then it looks a little bit different. So a lot on the line for this team, for both of these teams here, really.
Dyer's pick.
Nyx Assassin and Disrupt are gonna be your choices. So Nyx Assassin, really solid hero, can fit him into pretty much any lineup because you can just stick him in the off lane, and there he will find his farm, he will find his levels. Disruptor, pretty strong teamfight hero, needs a little bit of levels to get online, but once he is online, I actually can use this right away before I forget it. So you can see
10
my
seconds
name
to go.
up on the top right, which is sometimes useful. But yeah, Disruptor, really strong teamfight hero, needs a couple of levels to get online, so he's not a really good laning hero early on in the game.
Time.
So we'll see whether Goblak wants to use that and draft an aggressive tri-lane of sorts. Definitely still possible. A lot of heroes left in the pool. Visage, not banned out. Rubik, Venomancer. But they're gonna go back to what they like. It's gonna be a Treant Protector, usually defensive, but he can work very well in aggressive tri-lanes. We've seen rox.KIS do that before. Just Treant Protector, then maybe the Slaughter once again, something like that. Or even a Luna. Luna works extremely well with the Treant Protector, because the tree has a lot of damage early on his own. At the Lunar Blessing onto that, he's sitting for close to 100 damage per hit at level 1, right?
10
with the
seconds
Leech
to
Seed
go.
provides, and the Leech Seed provides him with enough control to be able to get some of these right clicks in to kill heroes with that. So can't underestimate the Treant Protector in that capacity. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they picked up the Luna. Fnatic is on the ball with the drafts and will probably ban that out. Well, other heroes would work too. Someone like a Lifestealer, which is also a traditional aggressive tri-lane sort of hero. Can work very well in that. Adds another really good slow to the mix. And then combine that up with a nice support. Someone like a Bane who can set it up as well. Probably not the best choice with the Treant Protector, but someone like a Rubik would work well. Or Vengeful Spirit, someone with some sort of setup stamp that can give you a little bit more time to get some of these right clicks in, because even though the Treant Protector hits for a lot, he doesn't hit all that fast, so he needs some help with that. Leech Seed alone won't be enough most of the times. Yeah, Shadow Shaman as well as the Bane ban out. Both very strong supports. Ember Spirit, okay. That's another hero that can work aggressively if you really want him to, but usually you want him in the solo lane to pick up those levels. Invoker is still probably gonna be mid which would leave a solo Ember Spirit for the safe lane. But if they now picked up a Luna, it would be a little bit greedy, I think. But yeah, everything's still open for rox.KIS here. Oh yeah, Luna picked up a Fnatic now, so at least they won't have that available to them. But Lich Disruptor support combination, really flimsy early game. I mean, what does a Disruptor do? You can throw out a little bit of harass with the Thunder Strike, really good harass as well, but the Glimpse, which is usually what you pick the Disruptor for, doesn't get in line until at least level 3. And then that only works if they're running away from you instead of running right at you, right? I guess if they run at you, you can glimpse one of them back and give you a little bit of time, but it's not how we want to use that glimpse. Because if you need to do that, it means that you're in dire straits. And yeah, Lich, as a secondary support, what does he do early on? He denies creeps, and he gives a little bit of damage every once in a while with the Frost Blast, which is also slow, but yeah. Venomancer picked up by rox.KIS now. Venomancer, Treant, pretty strong slows. If they added Slaughter in here again, they can definitely get some early kills up against this kind of defensive lanes coming out from Fnatic.
5 seconds.
Really worry for them, even though they got the Luna, which adds a lot of right-click damage, which helps you in aggressive lanes. They don't really have the skill set to be able to support that and not lose their heroes during any sort of engagement. Because Screen Protector with the Leech Seed will be able to heal everyone up as well.
10 seconds to go.
Really worry for Fnatic here, and rox.KIS can just still pick up another aggressive hero unless they want to run the Ember Spirit in that capacity.
Reserve time.
Once again, wouldn't hate another Slaughter pickup here of sort or something like that. But hey, Fnatic has been running Luna and mid as well. I'm not quite sure if that'll work against Invoker, definitely not without help. But even then, that would make all the other lanes pretty weak as well. I mean, Nyx Assassin will be able to hold his own, that notwithstanding, right? Especially if he's up against the Ember Spirit. But still. I can't see how this draft will work in the laning stage unless they pick up another hero that is super good and that will add sense to this lineup. rox.KIS looking very scary right now.
Radiant's pick.
Alright, last pick coming up. About 30 seconds left. So already used pretty much all of the bonus time. What's it gonna be? They're looking for a mid unless they want to run the Luna there. But Luna mid needs help, usually. Invoker should be able to deal with her because her range isn't exactly good.
10 seconds to go.
Feel like they drafted themselves into a corner right now.
5 seconds.
Good mid against Invoker. Tinker would be available.
Reserve time.
Don't think they'll pick that up. Shadow Fiend, alright. He should be able to hold his own. And if the Invoker is not careful, then he will take a lot of harassment damage from the Shadow Fiend. But Quaswex Invoker should be able to deal with that if he puts a little bit more emphasis on the Quas, just to have that regen, even if he gets hit by the raises. But once again, another hero that is so weak early game. Unless he gets ahead or at least even builds a Midas.
5 seconds.
Yeah, rox.KIS still has some good options available to them. Slaughter,
Reserve time.
Lifestealer. Can definitely go aggressive, put on pressure on the Luna, who's probably gonna be safe lane. Lich can always just dual lane, basically, just deny on the off lane or on the safe lane. It's gonna be Nature's Prophet, okay. Okay. Oh. They can go aggressive with the Ember Spirit. They can definitely do that. And that will make a lot of sense for the reasons I've laid out already. And Nature's Prophet can solo save as much as he can solo offlane. They'll even get Sidoi more farm and more levels. Because he doesn't have to fear being zoned out by anything. Not that Disruptor and Lich could really do that a whole lot. But with Loosen Beam spam, solo offlane Nature's Prophet up against these kind of heroes, probably not the best, but yeah.
10 seconds to 10
We'll see how this
seconds to
plays out.
go.
Really give the early game
5
advantage to
seconds.
rox.KIS here. I mean, if Fnatic gets to a stage where they can make use of the Disruptor in teamfights and combo it up with the Luna being in a good position, dishing out a lot of Eclipse damage as well as right-click damage coming from
Better
the
get
blades
ready.
in that ultimate from the Disruptor. And yeah, then add the razors onto that, the crowd control coming up from Trixie, but this all gets online so much later than rox.KIS. rox.KIS can fight at level 1, they can put up a lot of pressure everywhere. Okay. Invoker safe. Ember mid.
Uproot and after them.
Sedoi jungle? Duo offlane? I don't know what to think now. It's not as much kill potential. But it can work. These two heroes shouldn't die in the offlane at the very least. But I don't know.
30 seconds to showtime.
Would love to see Rox go full aggressive try here. The Nature's Prophet not exactly a tri-lane hero, and Invoker getting in the solo safe. He usually wants his levels, so you don't put him in any sort of duo or tri-lanes. So, unless I want to change it up a little bit, it's probably gonna be a Sedoi jungle. Both of the Magi I
The
picked up?
game is on.
Huh. Really confused, I gotta say.
Illusion.
Alright, we'll just see how this plays out. So, they still have some nice slows here in this offlane, right? And with the amount of right-click damage, it's 88 with 3 branches, so 85 base damage. Pretty crazy, right? Add the Venom Ounce onto that with the damage over time, coming out from a Poison Sting. Arrow will still have a hard time, right? And as I mentioned earlier, No Tail won't be able to save him early on. Unless he skills the kinetic field and gets off a good one, but even then. Just forcing him to skill that would be a victory in his own right, so... Dual lane coming out here with the Lich and Hani in the middle lane, so Fly will probably start rotating out at some point. Because you don't really want to take too much experience away from the Shadow Fiend. He's just here to help him get these first couple of blasted so he can get up his souls. And then he should be alright up against the Ember Spirit. Win Sleight of Fist first. But yeah, Ember Spirit needs a couple of levels to get online, but then at level 4 or 5 he can just Sleight of Fist in, get the Searing Chains up with the Flame Guard. Flame Guard will protect him against some of the razors, so I don't exactly hate this curveball that rox.KIS threw them. But I have some life coming out, so... Oh. Yeah, once Ember Spirit gets a couple of levels up, he will be able
Alright,
to dish a
carry
lot
on.
of damage onto Hani, because you can't underestimate
Radiant's mid tower's coming
Ember
apart.
Spirit's ability to dish out early magic damage. I mean, he's known for his potential late game if he gets some crazy items up. Crit, Deso, something like that. But it's not the only thing he does, right? Can rotate around level 6 just as easily, and he can stay very safe with the remnants. Plays it right.
Denied.
Top lane, Invoker shouldn't have too many problems against Nyx Assassin early on. He went Mana Burn first, which is gonna be annoying. But it's not gonna do too much.
No use crying
Oh,
over spilled
wow.
blood.
Oh man, promised myself I wouldn't do that. But yeah, Nature's Prophet rotating down here. It's gonna be a trial in Nature's Prophet. We'll see whether he'll stick around here, but definitely got the first blood on the Disruptor. He can put up a lot of pressure on the Luna. That's exactly what I was talking about. Gale was used, Poison Sting was used, lots of right clicks and a Leech Seed were used. There's a lot of sustain here too. Looks like they want to rotate around, secure the rune.
With me.
Interesting build coming out from Nature's Prophet. Not sure if that's legit. Jungling with the Robe of the Magi instead of a Ring of Basilius. Oh, now he might be in trouble, taking a lot of right clicks. And yeah, he will actually... No! Living Armor says no, and now Fly might be in trouble. He's hit by the Gale. Couple of auto attacks. He will be denied, so good on him. Nice play from No Tail there. But also nice play by Garlic, and he uses this hero so well. Living Armor coming out just in time to save his ally there. Now it was a little bit unfortunate for them, but still. They were in a bad spot with the Nature's Prophet that, yeah, playing that aggressively, jungling and on the wrong side of the river. Pixie now, looking to fight up against the Invoker. That carapace will help him out. Doing some good damage, but... yeah, might actually need some help here. BZZ taking a lot of damage, he's stunned up. Now he has to run. Shadow Fiend is here, so BZZ will be dead. One raise, one auto attack, but Living Armor says no once again, but still, they will be able to pick him up one last raise. They need some sort of TP rotations to help him out there. Not coming, and now Solo takes a lot of damage from the Thunder Strike. And the Frost Blast will finish him off in the middle lane, so... things happening that I would not expect, but Ember Spirit went for that really aggressive build. No points in the Flame Guard whatsoever, and that cost him there. If you have 2 points up in the Flame Guard, you don't care about that kind of harassment. I mean, Thunder Strike level 1, 40 damage over 4 strikes. Will be tanked up by a level 2 thing. Frostblast only 100 damage, so could have definitely stayed alive there if it went for the 1-1-2 build. That can be the case though. Bottom lane though, looking quite good. Top lane getting some decent CS. Yol playing different support role here. But yeah, the one thing they're doing here is zoning Era out. I mean, he can barely stay within the XP range. Can't get anywhere close, because if he gets hit by a Gale, he is dead. It's as simple as that. Oh no, Solo. Why do you die again? Looks like, yeah, Disruptor with a couple of... yeah, he got glimpsed back, kinetic fields, keeps it in place. Then a couple of raises finish him off, so... once again, up against an Ember Spirit, I don't think you can go without Flame Guard. That cost him dearly, that dying twice there. And now, Gale is gonna miss, so... Sunstrike gonna come in, and it's gonna hit Fly!
Mid tower could use a
Haven't talked about that, but he's going Quasi Sword. Going for the extra damage. Help him out in this top lane. If he is left alone, only up against Trixie, and yeah, it helps out the other lanes quite nicely. We just saw they're picking up the kill. Will help get him off to a better start, even after that death.
Absolutely not.
Now the creep waves down at the tower. Arrow will be able to get some CS, but he's sitting very low right now. Actually, yeah, not quite. Managing to pick up 19 and 4. Up on par against an offlane tree though. And he's doing a good job denying himself. So Luna not having the best start, but yeah, that's what you have to expect if you draft a Disruptor as well, so that you're basically rotating around more. No Tail now committed on helping out. There's gonna be a glimpse back again. Searing Chain's gonna hit on him, and Living Armor should be able to keep him safe along with the teleport. Taking a lot of damage from the razors though. Not gonna be enough though. Now Sadoi rotating back in. Will be able to finish off Disruptor as Invoker dies in the top lane. To the Lich, but now Hani, will they be able to catch him? Is there any sprout available? No, there is not. In a couple of seconds, but the creeps! No, the creeps! They block him off, so they won't be able to get the Shadow Friend. But the Invoker dies in the top lane to the Lich as well as Trixie here, so well played by them.
And we're back.
Yol now taking over his middle lane for a little bit. While Solo gets himself a Haste Rune. Level 5, and he still doesn't go for Flame Guard. Now he's looking to make something happen with that aggressive build, and yeah, he needs to. Looking for Searing Chains, but Arrow already... are they gonna go for it? Gets the chains off, but not gonna commit. Venomancer dies in middle lane. Keep missing these kills. There's action happening all over the map.
Someone's dropped out like a kid in school.
But yeah. Invoker gets Lich again? What? I'm confused. But yeah, Shadowfiend against the Venom Monster, you all know how that would have went down. Lich maybe getting hit by another Sunstrike, something like that. Yeah, now. Rixie actually leaving at one point into the mana burn. Favoring the stun, and yeah, definitely good. I mean, you don't want to stick it around the lane for too long again up against an Invoker, because that's no... Oh, no tail? Nothing to this guy. He throws out the ultimate, but Godlike doing a lot of damage. Will be enough to bring him down. Sadoi just there to secure the kill.
Greetings, little tree.
Okay. At last a kill that I did miss, but yeah, back to the Nyx Assassin. You don't want to battle up against Invoker in lane for too long, because as Nyx Assassin you want to start rotating around. He's level 8 now, so you can definitely do that. Point up into the Vendetta, and you might actually go on him now. Does he have any support? Yes, he has. Flies there to throw this slow. Living Armor will not make this easy though. Rixie has another stun now. If he lands it... He doesn't have mana for the Vendetta though. Won't be able to get it easily with battle charges. But BZZ will die nonetheless. One would imagine. No living armor available. He's juking. Now another mana burn, but it doesn't have any mana to burn. Living armor helps him out once again, but now Hardy says enough is enough. Solo now joining in the fight. Does a lot of damage to Trixie with the burst damage, but speaking of burst damage, Hardy is doing that in spades. Sadoi has to run. Another raise, another attack. Not gonna be there now. Yol looking to get a counter kill. It's gonna be the Gale, but Hani is so huge right now. He can just turn around and fight. Why? Still around here. And he will pick up Solo. The auto attack will connect. Sticking around a little bit too long. Chain Frost pretty much wasted. I don't know why he did that. Fnatic looking good this game. They're fighting back. And the Shadow Fiend is getting off to a really good start. He's still hanging around here in the sidelines. BZZ now back. Gonna be glimpsed back out of the kinetic field. I taking a lot of damage, but Disruptor will die at the very end. BZZ now fighting up against the Shadow Fiend, but he's having a lot of damage. Will die in the mini ult. Not be able to pick him off.
Radiant's mid tower could
Barely.
use a hand.
Living life on the edge, bring down the Shadow Fiend, so important. He's sitting at 4,200 net worth. Hardy's just huge. He's going straight for a BKB
Radiant's
after the
mid-tower's
treads,
getting
not
banged up.
getting Blink Dagger or something like that. And after the BKB, he will probably get himself a Desolator,
Radiant's
some
mid-tower's
silly
coming
damage item.
apart.
Quit is also a possibility, and then he will start dishing out so much damage. It's really much harder to deal with him. Solo still not going Flame Guard. I mean, it's a little bit too late now, but still you want to have it against this kind of magic damage. That one raise taking off a third of his health points there. Pretty close. Have to be careful. Trixie now going in BZZ once again. The stumble lands. Glimpse back, kinetic field, and Static Storm committed. BZZ will not survive this. Living armor and Nars already been used. He can't be caught out like that all the time. Seeing at 4 and 4. I mean, 4 kills are nice, but 4 deaths, not exactly where you want to be with a Quasi Sword Invoker. He put 1 point up into the Wax to try and help him out a little bit, having that Ghost Walk available to him. But it's not gonna be enough. Not if he get caught in a kinetic field, as well as a Static Storm. Just can't do anything as an Invoker there. Nintendo, Sadoi, and Yol pushing out this bottom lane a little bit. TP rotation is gonna come out. Disruptor looking to get some of the creep aggro. Do some damage, so. This is Siege Creep here, so Tower will receive some sort of damage, but I don't think they will be able to push him down with some, unless they want to commit a little bit more. Yeah, Sadoi went for the Midas, so, and there's gonna be the Sprout. Sunstrike to follow up, doing a lot of damage. Kinetic Field comes out.
Somebody's
And
cooking.
yeah, the ultimate bounces back around. Era now looking for some counter kills. Drixie's there as well, undercover of Vendetta. They don't see him, he will use Vendetta, he will get the stun off, and now the Chain Frost bounces once, Eclipse enough to pick off the Nature's Prophet, and Sadoi might be in a lot of trouble. He has enough for a teleport, but he needs to find a good spot. Is there any sort of... Yeah, he get the stun. Trixie guessing correctly.
Radiant's bottom tower
And another race will finish him off. And now Era in a lot of trouble though as Solo rotates around. Yol and Goblik as well.
Radiant's
part of the
bottom
party.
tower ain't a pretty
Solo
sight
still
right
full
now.
health. He has the same chance they want to get it on Trixie, but Hani is now back around the tree line. Picks up the Venom answer. Trixie will die because of all the nice disruptor ultimate into this kinetic field. Solo, not long for the world. And now Goblet, last man standing. He's gonna get glimpsed back. Couple of right clicks. Leech Seed will not be enough, as either will the living armor. As Hani is hitting so hard right now.
Somebody's on
Sunstrike,
a roll.
not gonna do anything. Now the team wipe. This time going the way of Fnatic. I say another because rox.KIS was so far ahead after one of these fights in the last game. Not this time around, much more even in Fnatic now with that last engagement pulling out ahead. 2,000 gold lead, just about 4,500 in terms of experience.
Radiant's top tower.
That gives Luna some farm, some space to catch up. We went for the Morbid Mask, bringing for Quilla just to help her out a little bit in the laning phase. On the way to a
The Radiant
two
got one
Helmet
last top
Dominator.
tower.
Ancients are not being stacked though. Hani could have done that right there. And they need to stack some Ancients. Trixie now though. Vendetta, stun, gonna hit Mana Burn and Hani with the double
That's
damage.
4 in a row.
No chance for BZZ to do anything there. Also gonna be a nice buffet with all the creeps up here as well as a couple of treants. Yeah, double damage on a Shadow Friend. Scary at all stages in the game. Okay. Fnatic looking good this time around. They're fighting. We'll have to be careful. rox.KIS still has, even if Fnatic wins this game, rox.KIS could still force it into a tiebreaker match. But that would require them to win both games against Cloud9, and that is a hard thing to do, to say the least. So, yeah, Fnatic looking good this time around, but they need to finish it off at some point. And with Luna, they will be able to. Plus, and the Shadow Fiend to dish out that extra bit of damage and carry them over the mid game. And Hani is doing what a Shadow Fiend does. He's so far ahead right now. Not as far ahead as I've seen some Shadow Fiends be at this stage in the game, but sitting at 7,000 net worth, that's not something to be sneered at. But rox.KIS having a lot of wards down here. Roshan is falling. Not exactly fast. Solo throwing on a couple of remnants to scout out. Not like playing a ward. But yeah, Fnatic knows what's up. They have to know with all the activity that's going on around here. Trixie going right in there. Poison over, gonna get caught out. Roshan is down as Vocal will pick up the Aegis. Trixie caught in the front lines. He's gonna go down without doing a whole lot. Hani though drops the ultimate, but not doing too much. BKB use. No great effect as the rest of his low health. But Lich Frost, Chain Frost gonna bounce around thanks to the treants.
Coming apart.
Now finally gonna stop, but BZZ now in a lot of trouble with a couple of good raises. This arm on Hani will keep him some time. Goblet dying to the Trixie who bought back though. Aegis is gonna be popped. But Sarexon right on top of him, which means he will be able to die again. Good job there. But Luna dies during all that. I think Solo picked him up there during all that. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, they just probably got him. So, hashtag worth it? I'm not so sure. Could have been worse for rox.KIS. I mean, they get 3 heroes, they force out a buyback from Trixie. They get the Luna, they only get BZZ again, and yeah, that's not what you want, but he went back to the Midas, so he will be able to keep up at the very least, and yeah, he's still sitting at number 3 in terms of net worth. And Solo almost is about to finish his drums. Doesn't have any treads yet, so or face boots or something like that. So Emberspit doesn't have the greatest farm, but he will always be able to be a factor in the late game if he gets enough space to farm up some of these items that he really wants. So getting some kills there definitely helps him. As I say that he didn't get any kills, he got a couple of assists though, I would imagine, so... Huh. Quite even after the fight, yeah. And Goldcraft says the rox.KIS
Alright, carry on.
pretty much won this.
Trouble
But yeah.
brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
Goldcraft right back to 0 line. Experience though still in favor of Fnatic. Definitely not a bad fight for rox.KIS, especially since they did get the Roshan, but it could have been better for them. Teamfight was a little bit all over the place. What's it doing? Looking for a Shadow Blade, so that's one thing they're always gonna have available to them as well. And Shadow Blade's probably, yeah, moving out to him right now. They're always gonna have the split push coming out from the Nature's Prophet. Shadow Blade will keep him alive through most of that, unless he gets
Radiant's
caught.
bottom tower ain't a pretty
Some sort of
sight right
protection in the
now.
blooms, static storm, stuff like that. Yol doing what he can.
Radiant
Trying to
lost
farm
one of them
information. It's
bottom
gonna take a while,
towers.
but it's gonna help him out. What does he have? He's got an Urn of Shadows, always nice to have on your team. Sunstrike gonna come out somewhere. Gonna hit on anything. And now Shadow Fiend with an Invis Rune. Gotta be careful. BZZ now. Are they gonna be in range for a glimpse? Yes, of course they are. It's a level 4 glimpse. BZ taking raise number 1, raise number 2. Lots of right click damage. Force do what they can. Solo though, gonna be blown up. Still just 1 point into the Flame Guard. Not enough to help him. Nature's Prophet dusts it up. Shadow Blade not doing too much for him. Kinetic Field will catch him, so he will die despite the living armor coming out. And yeah, rox.KIS. They're getting picked off one by one here, and that's not what you want to have happen. And I just don't agree with the build coming out from the Ember Spirit. Up against the Luna, a Disruptor, and the Lich. I mean, Lich, at this point in the game, he can do some decent damage with the Frost Blast. Right? But not going Flame Guard at all? That costs him dearly. He's got 5 deaths to his name. It's gonna be a while until he will be any sort of force on the map at this stage. Era gonna get hit by the Sunstrikes, taking a lot of damage from it. Should be a-okay. This means that he can't push as aggressively. He has to maybe heal up on some of these jungle creeps. There's stack here. Zadoi looking to take as much off the jungle as he possibly can. See the trees? Oh. Yeah, BZZ. What is he going for? Necronomicon. So, yeah, rox.KIS does what they can do. They want to go all out in the split push. With BZZ as well as Nature's Prophet. I would imagine he will want to build a Necro Book of his own quite soon. Yeah, he's got the Staff of Wizardry. So what else would he build in this situation? And if they can hold the base or their towers for long enough,
Radiant's
they should
mid
be able
tower's
to
getting
do
banged
so.
up.
Yeah. You see these towers being at pretty high health. And they're all actually still up, so Goblak will be able to keep them up topped up unless Fnatic can commit on them. The Venomancer walls will help as well, of course, just being able to keep the lane a little bit further away from the tower. Yeah, that's actually the better play, just dropping them down here, away from the tower, so that the creeps just aggro onto them, even if there are no enemy creeps around. And you can't raise the wards. That way you can't get too close to the tower without it hitting you in the face, so. Item progression, Goblak went for the mechanism. It's not in the arcane mode, so he's doing alright. Can't fault him for that. Venomancer though, quite poor. But the Fnatic supports are much poorer. Disruptor, 5 position, having nothing but Tranquil Boots and a lot of consumables. Fly a little bit better, he's working on the mechanism, but he's quite far away from it. Has the headrest, but not much else to his name. Yasha though, on the way for Era, so that Luna is gonna be a problem at some point. Has the Helm of the Dominator, and that's a good farming app. Are there Ancients being stacked? Yes, they are now. Doing it, yeah, Era doing it himself with that range creep that he took over. So, that'll be a problem. Once a Luna gets
Dire's
online
top towers
completely,
getting
she will
beat
do
down.
a lot of damage.
No breaking
And
through the
needs some way to
Dire's
control her,
structures
and
for
just
now.
assume chains from Solo won't
Radiant's
be enough,
mid-tower
because
could
if
use
the
a
Eclipse is
hand.
already going, and Solo will die
Radiant
to it.
structures must have been fortified.
Pretty handily if it gets too close to the Luna.
Comforting
Radiant's mid tower
This tower's gonna go down, so some extra gold going the way of rox.KIS. And yeah, the game after that these last couple of engagements, the last one near the Roshan, both are pretty even. Experience though, always going the way of Fnatic. It has leveled off a little bit,
Radiant's mid tower could use a
but they're
hand.
using the map very well.
Dire's top
right now.
tower, you
And
know
we're
the
constantly
drill.
following the jungle, pushing out the rest of the team, pushing out the lanes, and just looking for someone to blow up. He went back for the blink dagger after the BKB, so having that extra mobility is always nice to have. And usually you think, alright, Shadow Fiend is quite far off, like, he won't be able to raise me and instigate me, basically. Someone like
The
Yol
Dire might
will
want to mine their
have
top
these
tower.
kind of things going on in his mind. But with a blink dagger, that negates it somewhat.
Dire's top
Looking to do some
tower's
damage
getting
to his
beat
top
down.
tower, new creep wave inbound. rox.KIS doesn't respond to this, and it's only gonna be Yol here, but not just a Shadow Fiend. Dollar coming to help
Pull
him out.
roots and run.
Gets on a tree, so they don't have the option to hide themselves behind this tree line
What's
here.
with all the scribbling?
Shadowblade looking for something, looking to scout out. Now the rest of rox.KIS is dead. Thinks he's gonna be found out with the Searing Chains. Solos. Stun is gonna miss though.
Radiant's mid
No!
tower's
The
getting
Chain
banged
Frost is
up.
going to get some bounces, yes, but only on the trees. Trixie dies, Fly, a lot of trouble, one last slide of fist, will pick him off. Goblet now on the hunt.
Radiant's mid tower.
Not gonna find anyone else. As Hani. Yeah, as Hani gets back and blinks through the tree line, teleports out.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
So getting Trixie and Fly there. Not bad. This tower didn't take too much damage, even if it did. Goblet will be able to get it back up anyway. Let's stop doing that though. I mean, they did give up the tier 1, but yeah, getting these couple of kills. Definitely worth it. Tier 1s at this stage, not the most important. Especially not the top tier 1. I mean, you still have the tier 2 to be able to control your jungle. But yeah, Luna in the meantime found out this agent camp, and now still farming away. Going back for the BKB after the casual Yasha. So definitely like that decision. I mean, they need to make that advantage count that they have on the Luna as well as the Shadow Fiend right now. Solo. Base drum's now completed. Going for Battle Fury, it seems, with the broadsword. Battle Fury and Ember right now, he definitely needs something to help him catch up. Right? With the Battle Fury, it's sort of like Battle Fury and Anti-Mage. You get it not to fight, you get it to farm even more. And with that, he will be able to catch up and farm, and will be able to do alright in the late game. Godlike though, gonna glimpse back into the range of the Sentry Ward. Gonna use Living Armor, Overgrowth to keep Hani away from him, and he's taking a lot of damage now from BZZ, going to Exort build with the Forge Spirits. And Sadoi picks him up, nice teleport in, so that turned around quickly. Trixie dies to Solo in the meantime. rox.KIS going strong now. Brilliant Protector, so hard to kill. Leech Seed as well as Living Armor, kept him alive long enough. The Overgrowth keeping Hani away from the last race. That he probably wanted to use the last bit of auto attack. And yeah, getting enough time for BCZ to come out of the woods, really, and dish out a lot of damage with the Necro Creeps and with that Exort build, max Exort now, so that helps. Necro Creeps, Force Spirits with the minus armor banging
Radiant's
away in the
bottom
Shadow
tower
Fiend.
seen better
And BKB
days.
doesn't save you from that, right? So they're able to finish him off. Double damage rune now gonna be found, and Roshan gonna be a target with it. Medallion now done on the Venom Arm, so that'll help out as well. So this Roshan will fall quite quickly. And Fnatic not in any position to fight is not without the Shadow Fiend. And yes, the Doi actually surpassed him in that regard.
The Dire took down old Roche.
Spirit with the Aegis. Held on to the double damage rune, so if they want to fight, they can definitely do so. DD on Ember, one of the scary things in Dota, gotta say. He will probably drop a remnant, teleport back, heal up inside his own base after farming up some of these ancients. Yeah, he's still far behind Era. Right? This thing only 7,000 net worth compared to the 10,000, but BZZ caught up tremendously. Necro level 3 as well as on him as well as on Nature's Prophet. So those two heroes are the ones dictating the game right now with their massive amounts of split push coming out from two sets of Necro Creeps, the Treants as well as the Force Spirits. That's a lot of minions.
No breaking down the
And the
radiant
Venom Ward
structures
towards
like
that.
this.
I mean, they're insignificant in comparison, but
Radiant's bottom
they do
tower
help out
seen
the
better
division. I mean,
days.
place one back here, so no shenanigans. And it's too. So this tower is going
There
down
goes
really, really
Radiant's
quickly.
bottom tower.
Because it's not a whole lot you can do to
Dire's
defend it
mid-tower's
if
having
you're on
technical
Fnatic queues, because you don't
difficulties.
want to go up the choke. This one is gonna be scouted out by the ward. And if you're not already in
Dire's
position, you don't want to
mid-tower
go in
won't
there.
last
But
much longer.
now they still have to deal with that massive creep wave here, and that gives some time for rox.KIS to push out other lanes.
How
Dollars
about
in the mid.
that?
Oh, bitch dies in the base. Nice Sunstrike, apparently. You can't really fault me for missing that kind of kill, because,
With me.
yeah. Global. Never know when it's happening unless you hear the sound and then guess the correct spot. But yeah, this is mid-tier 1. Mid-tier 2, sorry.
Radiant's mid-tower's
again.
getting the what for?
Double damage.
Another thing that the
empowers
necro
me.
creeps do for you is the pure damage. If Shadow Fiend doesn't have the BKB up and he accidentally raises one or two of these melee creeps, that's 600 damage each, I believe. Yeah, 600 pure damage each. Shadow Fiend gets both of them, he will die. He's pretty much. He will take some sort of damage in the fray of battle. And yeah, 600 each, 1200 in total, and only has 1461 health. So gotta be careful about these raises or the ultimate as well. rox.KIS looking good. Gold graph well in their favor now after that split push came online, seeing it's past 7,500. Experienced right back towards the 0 line, so Fnatic up against it here. They need to find a way to make their advantages count, and their advantages really the Luna and the team fight that comes from her, as well as the Shadow Fiend. He's now taking his ancient stack. Help out a little bit. He's went for the Morbid Mouth, maybe Helm of the Dominator for all of himself, or Satanic. After that, Mask Commander is probably not going to be the choice here. Yeah, of course you have to get the Helm of the Dominator first before you can get the Satanic, but... Solo? Scouting out? Now Trixie scouted him out. Everyone's missing on the map, and rox.KIS also knows that they're not in their jungle because they're the ones occupying and farming it. Logical conclusion. The process of elimination. They must be either in a base and there's no reason to be there, or they have to be in your own jungle, so... Solo wisely retreating here. He's got the Battle Fury done, so... I dearly hope he doesn't build a second one. Because, yeah, as I mentioned, the Battle Fury is a farming item and allows you to take slacks and creep waves pretty damn quickly. But it's not a fighting item because you can't... Oh, there's gonna be Blink Stun onto Solo. He has Max Flame Guard now, finally, and there's gonna be Chain Frost bouncing to and fro. With the Disrupt Ultimate, gonna be enough damage to Doyle, looking to help out. But he alone can't do a whole lot. It's going for that Hex, it seems, with the Mystic Staff, so... That'll help against the Shadow Fiend tremendously. Lich? Taking a lot of damage from something. Is that the ultimate bouncing around? Maybe the Necro Creeps. Cleared off. Down here though, Honey in a lot of trouble. Got off the ultimate, but not doing a whole lot. Second ultimate, not gonna be enough either, but
My venom,
the Eclipse
your veins.
taking off Nature's Prophet there.
Trouble
Solo
brewing at
died in
Radiant's
top
bottom
lane
tower.
so 2-for-1 trade across the map. Keeping down the Shadow Fiend though, probably worth it, but dying in Nature's Prophet, I mean, he's still got a lot of gold and he's still got his core split push items. Not the biggest deal. Honey though, what is he looking for? He's got his Butterfly too, so... Went for that instead of the Helm Dominator right away. And yeah, I don't think there's an MKB anywhere close. No. This Ember Spirit has something on the courier. No, but the Cypher Vice or BZZ actually, so... One Hex already up. Sadoi still has to buy his one, and of course a little bit delayed here with the death. But yeah, rox.KIS still doesn't want to fight. No, they can't really fight too much with these kind of items. I mean, Cypher Vice helps, Necro pokes actually quite good in teamfights as well, just right-clicking them onto someone. Does a surprising amount of damage, with the Fortress Spirits as well, doing the minus armor for you. But yeah, Treant Protector got himself a Blink Dagger, so... It's also gonna be on Goblek to get some good overgrowths off, because if you get a good overgrowth, then you will be able to get off these right clicks that you really want from BZZ, as well as all the creeps that they can bring to the table. Green's not so much, but Forge Spirits and the Necrobooks do quite a lot. Yeah, that Butterfly and Hardy will be a problem, so they can't easily focus him down. Sunstrike gonna hit, but yeah. Doesn't care too much, he'll just lifesteal his way back to victory. Like there's a Sentry Ward here, so and the creep will spot him out. Well, spot out the Observer Ward, so like on a secret mission, but he will be caught out because of it. Yeah, uses spells, but not gonna be enough. That Observer Ward working quite well here. And of course, the Rage Creep doing his work as well, giving the actual vision, not just the true sight. The Goblet thought he was safe, wasn't the case though. And now rox.KIS has to retreat.
All things fall.
It plays an Observer Ward up here, but it has been spotted. Is there a gem? Allowed them to do it. Yeah, gem unleashed, so map control. Not gonna be easy to maintain for rox.KIS right now, so one of the reasons they have to retreat. Fnatic taking control of their own jungle, that's the first step to a comeback really. They have to find some more farm. Meta though is finished on Luna, as well as the BKB. Looking for Satanic now, or Butterfly of her own. But they have to fight, they want to fight BZ now, get caught up at Trixie, glimpse back. Uses spells, but yeah, he's actually not getting caught. Dusts it up, so the Ghost Ward doesn't help him, so no way to get out there in time. But now Solo doing a lot of damage there, but a little bit clumped up, so the Cleave actually doing some work. There's a hate stream too, so Hani gonna get hit by the Steering Chains. Are they gonna commit on him? Probably not, they know that the rest of Fnatic is there and just waiting for a chance. Turn around. Goblet? Looking for good overgrowth. But in the meantime, look at the top lanes. Dor is just pushing it out. Slowly but surely. Teleported up and that was a big mistake, error. Dishing out a lot of damage, he will barely able to make it away as there was no detection. Bottom lane though, overgrowth onto Trixie, they're going to commit. Leech and a couple of right clicks will be enough to pick him off, so stuck around for a little bit too long. The rest of his team just saying goodbye. You're on your own now. rox.KIS taking that advantage. So not farming up once again. Is he going for another battlefield? Please no. No. Solo, why? I hate this build so much. Because you can't guarantee that it helps you in teamfights. You just can't guarantee it. Granted, if Fnatic is not careful all the time with the positioning, then it will do a whole lot, but Fnatic should be good enough to recognize that. Yeah, second battlefield coming up. Love a Desolator or something like that, much more, to be honest. Desolator or Crit or something like that. Because it's more reliable damage, right? Even though there's a percentage chance on the crit, it's still more reliable because you hit everyone and don't have that chance on the cleave. It's not just depending on the proc chance, but also depending on where on the positioning of the enemy hero, and that's not something that you can control. I mean, if Goblet is finding a good cluster of heroes or creeps or stuff like that, Goblet has to look for that. He has to blink in, get a good overgrowth when he was like sitting right here next to the creeps.
Won't be stomping around.
It will be really effective. When I'm talking cleave procs, that'll proc. I don't know. Cleave damage stacks, so yeah. But still, I don't like this build because you just can't guarantee it at this level. Let's see how it works out for him. I mean, they are quite far ahead now. I mean, Fnatic managed to stem the bleeding at the very least. Gold graph hovering around 7,500. And Experience slowly getting back to the favor of Fnatic because they're usually managing to make use of the jungle quite effectively. Townie, of course, bouncing around, getting all the lane creeps. But yeah, split push coming out from rox.KIS took out pretty much all other tier towers. The tier 1 top, tier 2 top still alive. But it's arguably one of the least important towers in the game. Doesn't give you a whole lot of access to anything. Actually, sitting in the sidelines looking for some. Not gonna find anything, so just gonna blink around. No, tell this man up. Okay. No, yeah. What they also need to do, they need to be careful about not feeding these kind of necro creeps to the Shadow Fiend. Because if it's only necro creeps and no heroes behind them try and capitalize, then that's basically just free go. Because if Harley doesn't get gone on when he gets when he kills these necro creeps, then we'll just heal up with the next couple of lifesteal hits, and he's starting to hit for a lot now as well. You know, 2,700 gold. So if he wants to build crit or finishes up his Satanic eventually, he can definitely do that. Well, he's not as far ahead as he wants to be. Sadoi still sitting about 1,500 gold ahead of him. Goblik now scouting it out. Might know something's up here. Sadoi gonna give the vision. They did see him though. It's gonna be Dusk, not gonna hit him though. There's the overgrowth. And yeah, No Tail taking a lot of damage. Ani now looking for Sadoi, looking to pick up. There's the ultimate, not doing a whole lot though. Luna picks off, yeah, Goblik now. He's gonna be the next one to die. Nice Deafening Blast of Fly in a lot of trouble. Will die at the very end. Luna now, Era has to run away. Gems on the deck, Bottle just hanging around there randomly. 2 gems actually. Ember Split dropped his bottle to pick up one of them. Because he has to help his TP to get the other one. So yeah, 3 for 3 as Sadoi dies to Hani up there, I believe. Yeah, Hani managed to track him down eventually, and now the Satanic done. So he's gonna be scary. You have to try and focus him down early. Yeah, all in all, relatively even fight. Photograph agrees, so. Experience though, a little bit more in favor of rox.KIS now after that. Just because you get more experience from high level heroes. Easy. Can't find Harney here. Shouldn't go on and not alone, at the very least.
Dire's mid tower's having technical difficulties.
Luna, Cavalry has arrived. Haven't actually heard that from her when she picks an illusion on herself. Very nice. So it's 5 illusions now.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help. Them Dire buildings are tough as nails.
I need a lot of trouble, Stoy, but he's popped the Satanic. Now he's trying to teleport away. Is there gonna be enough damage? There's the Scythe though. Enough to pick him off. Sadoi caught and disrupt the ultimate, but now is about the time when that stops mattering. No Tail will die as well. Sadoi is quite tanky. He's looking for that MKB. And it's Scythe doing work there. BKB ran out. And yeah, that's a 4-second BKB now, so I'm not gonna protect him from all of that. Very, very nice pick off there. Worth a lot of gold, 523. Going the way of Sadoi, and he's just getting huger and huger. MKB is done right now if he wants to shipped out.
Tower's in bad shape.
Now this tower, gonna be the next on the list. It's gonna fall, there's nothing that Fnatic can do to defend it.
Tower's taking hits.
In fact, they're just setting up, trying to defend their base. Dire Straits right now.
The Radiant lost the top tower.
We come to a point where we need the buyback status, and there is none on the Shadow Fiend. So rox.KIS wants to force it out, and they will notice that there's no buyback available. Shadow Fiend's still down for 20 seconds. Glyph will delay this a little bit, but this tower will most likely go down. So at this point, he can just spam out Sleight of Fist to a decent amount of damage. Nice stun. There's gonna be the meatball though, and yeah, not gonna hit anything. He's too far back. Oh, there we go! Searing Chains! As well as there's gonna be an overgrowth to follow up. Trixie not gonna get a copper. Era has to use the BKB.
So long
the
Radiant's top rags.
A little bit weird. Let's go through
Radiant's top rags. The Radiant's top rags didn't make it.
At the end of the day, the rags will go down nonetheless. And yeah, we see 3 heroes of Fnatic grouped up there. And so much damage done by Solo meant that they couldn't possibly contest rox.KIS taking the rags, and they're not done yet. Creep wave about to push in. The other creep wave still in the base, so backdoor protection. Another thing right now. And wait for their creeps. Are they gonna reset now? With Shadow Fiend back up, it's a little bit riskier, so rox is not wanting to take that chance. Just retreating, farming up the jungle, leveraging the advantage in that way. They're in a commanding position right now. They're doing a good job of evading the Shadow Fiend. He's the hero that... Him and Luna both, really. Luna is quite squishy. Hani has to be careful as well, not being caught out in the middle of anything. There's Trixie though, he's gonna be caught out though, and now No Tail and Trixie so close together, being held up once again, so one last Light of Fist should be able to pick him off. Where is it though? There it is, 2 heroes down. Hani dropped the hammer, but didn't do a whole lot of damage. Now with the Eclipse picking off Goblak, Sidoi dies as well in backline. Solo has to retreat now.
The sun warms my limbs.
Hera... Will he take out? He will take out from the poison. Lots of gold going the way of Yolda will actually survive. Don't think the no illusions won't be enough to pick him off. Hani though now. Sidoi buying bang and was definitely worth it. Solo re-engaging. They're picking up Hani there.
They're the last.
The last man standing. Buybacks. Buybacks. No. Well, there are a couple of buybacks and they need to spend it. Gonna go barrel down this bottom lane. Buybacks on Luna as well as Shadow Fiend. They need to use both. And that's gonna be a big dent in the goal.
Coming apart.
Gonna be such a big dent. They're gonna let this go. No, certainly not. Luna bites back. Shadow Fiend bites back, and this is gonna be
Get a load of Radiant's bottom
the
range.
retreat called. Medevacs taking a lot of damage. Will they die to the minions? That's a big question.
Radiant's mid towers.
Oh, Solo doing a lot of damage as they are once again. What the hell? Stuck around for a little bit too long, not having a defensive remnant up. Costs him there as he does die and gives a lot of gold. These Medevacs did not fall doing all of that, even though the tornado and the searing chains tried to keep the creeps alive long enough. But yeah, it will slowly regenerate. But also have to remember, one Rax is already down and Mega Creeps are constantly pushing in this top lane. If there's a single creep here in the space and Fnatic somewhere out on the map, then Nature's Prophet will just be able to teleport in and finish up one of these Rags, or focus on the range Rags, as the backdoor protection will be disabled. So Roxy is still in commanding lead, past 15,000 gold now. Experience once again in their favor, oh, for the first time in this game actually. Yeah, Yule farming up. He's got the Veil of Discord, so he will be able to contribute so much damage with level 3 Poison Aura, as well as the Veil of Discord, helping the Invoker do a little bit of damage. As he does now, he's getting close to level 25, so he's pretty much everything available to him. BKB up on him as well, still sitting at 10 seconds, so pretty fresh, will help keep him alive as well. So he doesn't have too much room left to grow. Roshan. Want to be drawn out? I just dropped it here. He will spawn in about a minute or so. And that's gonna be a next point of contention. Fnatic smoking up with 5 heroes, so Desperation Smoke, Trixie leading the charge on the cover of Vendetta as well. Looking to catch someone out in this Roche pit. Will they be able to? That's the big question. The Plague Ward up here, of course, not gonna spot them. But now they will. So Fnatic has to retreat. They don't know how many heroes of rox.KIS are there. The cool thing is they don't need to engage. Don't need to engage at all. Sidoi is just waiting here. But once these creeps are in, Fnatic is still around here, around this Roche area. Nature's Prophet will just take the Rax. But if Fnatic defends the Rax, then they will lose Roshan. So that's just the problem that you're up against when thinking about Roche, up against a team which has Nature's Prophet and now has an Soul Curious MKB finished a long time ago. So Hani will have problems. Will have a lot of problems. He's sitting on a good amount of armor, but it's a little bit mitigated now with the minus armor aura from the Nature's Prophet, and of course he doesn't care about the butterfly now, since he has that MKB. Solo, what's he going for? He went for the crit, has a full Daedalus up. So at this point he starts being scary,
Uproot and after
even without getting these cleave damage hits off. Now looking to finish off this bottom lane. Rixie in the meantime pushing out this top lane as much as he can, but now he has to go back. He has to help his team. They need his good impales. They desperately need good impales. But yeah, who do you impale? Invoker has a BKB. Sidoi gonna hit hard from the backlines mostly. So will Solo. Goblet can blink in at any time to get out the gold overgrowth. Venomancer. Doesn't matter if he dies, if he gets his spells up. Hani now hacks up, chained up, but 4-staff away. 2 4-staffs used to get him out of trouble. Up in the front lines. He's sitting at half health. Just the amount of damage that they can dish, amount of physical damage they can dish out now. With the minions that they have, find some form of Forge Spirits, as well as the Assault Cuirass and everyone are battling up against the wards. There's a remnant here to give vision. Top lane though pushing in. They have to commit to this, and Hani's trying to clear it up as fast as they can, but now it's the opening for rox.KIS to go in. Era's here, but they can probably kill him if they really want to.
Have fun trying to bust down.
Yeah, just sending minions slowly to whittle away at the rain tracks. And this is the one that will never ever regenerate, and it's actually gonna fall now.
Rags. It's done.
Another Rax down. Solo just doing so much damage just with the minions and the Sunstrike. Gonna do a lot of damage, and there's gonna be the aggressive blink in. One last Searing Chains will pick him up, and he doesn't care too much. He has the Aegis, No Tail, and Lich, not being able to stand up to any of that. Ani now hexed up, no overgrowth available anymore, but they don't need it. He's gonna be disarmed. That's a team wipe. Are there any buybacks left? No buybacks at all. This will be triple racks. This will be game. rox.KIS taking 2 games of Fnatic. Fnatic not looking as good today as they were. A little bit of a slump, which means rox.KIS sitting at 10 and 6. 10 and 6 as opposed to the 10 and 10 and 8 of Fnatic. So, here's the deal. If rox.KIS wins 1 game against Cloud9, they will kick out Fnatic. If Cloud9 wins both games, then we'll go to a tiebreaker match between rox.KIS as well as Fnatic. So, either of these would be upsets, one would think. But yeah. Tiebreaker match. Rematch of this game basically, and if rox.KIS can pull that out there, they still have a good chance at getting into the finals past Fnatic with the display that they had today. That would definitely be a possibility. But we'll see when that match against Cloud9 will be played, and this will clear up a lot. So, as it stands though, for now, that's DragonDrop signing off. But before I go, thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Twitter at DragonDropDOTA. Follow me on Twitch as well. That's the best way to keep up with my broadcasts. And if you're watching from in-game, thank you for supporting the tournament and choosing me as your preferred broadcaster. So, but for now, DragonDrop signing off.